Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, January 4th, 2024. My name is Sam Shalhoub, and it's time for your daily dispatch. Today's dispatch brought to you by MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com, enter in the discount code SAM, and get up to 80% off of all of your purchases. Now, to the news. SpaceX deployed a direct-to-smartphone satellites, the first launch in 2024 yesterday. There are so many Starlink satellites circulating in low orbit now. There has to be a reason that they're moving so fast and furiously over this. I'll certainly keep an eye on it. According to Leading Report, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis suggested the idea of keeping Biden off the 2024 ballot because he has allowed an invasion of 8 million people. I have not been a big fan of Ron DeSantis since he started running for president. I think he did a fairly good job in Florida as governor, but I can't really disagree with him saying that we need to hold Biden accountable. And I am sure Biden is going to be held accountable. The question is how. According to the news, the international news, King Charles yesterday called an emergency meeting with William, Kate, amid abdication rumors. Well, I'm going to touch on this a little bit more later in the report, but it's interesting that this happened yesterday morning before certain files got released that I think most of you know what I'm talking about. According to NBC News, several state capitals yesterday were evacuated after bomb threats. State capitol complexes in Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, Montana, and Michigan were evacuated after these bomb threats were made, officials said. There's a lot going on right now. There's been a lot going on for some time, but because of what happened last night, I think we're going to see an acceleration of, well, who knows what, but an acceleration for sure. According to Zero Hedge, global bonds and stocks suffered their biggest rout to start a year since 1999. We all know the switch is coming. We understand what's happening with BRICS. We know the G7 and G20 are smaller now than the BRICS Association. It's going to reflect on the stock market. The question is, how long can they artificially keep it suspended? Well, your guess is as good as mine. According to Inside Paper, 73 people were killed, 170 wounded in Iran bombings. Now, this took place near a certain general's grave that President Trump took out several years ago. And Iran is calling this a terrorist attack. I don't think it's by chance that this is happening now. The nefarious people in governments all around the world have been trying to start World War III to the best of their ability. Question is, who actually did this and what was the purpose behind it? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but I'll certainly keep an eye on it. According to the general, New Hampshire has become the second U.S. state to potentially outlaw the spraying of aerosolized particulate matter into the skies, a phenomenon commonly referred to as chemtrails. I remember 20 years ago when I talked to people about this. A certain movie had come out, I think it was called What in the World Are They Spraying? People looked at me like I was crazy. Now, today, so many people are aware of it. And I've said this many times and I will continue to say it. When you have a long enough timeline perspective, such as me, there's no reason to be anything other than optimistic. So many people have woken up in the last 3 years compared to the last 3 decades that I am confident we are moving in the right direction. According to Disclosed TV, and this is what I was talking about earlier in the broadcast, the Jeffrey Epstein documents were unsealed last night. And oh boy, all of the social media was on fire with what was going on. And then the site that released the documents crashed because of high traffic. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details. I've done quite a bit of reading over the last, 12 hours. And there are prominent names that have been mentioned. Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, David Copperfield. As they said, I'm not going to get into all the details right now, but I would encourage you to go online and read some of these things. Oh my gosh. It's amazing how for so many years, people like myself were laughed at. Say, oh, those type of people aren't truly in control of our government and entertainment and all these other things. Well, I am pleased to report that the information is coming out now. And all of us who were wearing tinfoil hats over the last 10, 20, 30 years are being vindicated. So that's all we have for today. Go to my store, that's mystore.com, enter in the discount code SAM, and get up to 80% off of all of your purchases. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. And again, I would encourage you to register on my website, that's samshalhoub.com. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.